give me your thoughts, even before you get a quick drink of water, just an overview of the ball game that you saw.
One, mistakes killed us. Gave them the short field a couple of times, and they took advantage of it. I thought we were hit and miss on offense. We did some good things, did some bad things. I thought defensively we got a solid effort. It wasn't spectacular, but it was a solid effort. And, you know, the biggest mistake probably that I made is down there when we had it 4th down, instead of kicking a field goal, making it 16-12 or whatever. I thought certainly we could get a yard, and we didn't. And, you know, 16-12 makes it a little bit different scenario.
Yeah, and of course the mistakes that you're talking about, we had a couple of golden opportunities inside their 15 in the first half, and we fumbled the football, and then inside the 15 in the second half, and failing on the 4th and 1.
Yeah,
you guys can't do those things in close ball games.
They got a good football team. You know, it's not a great football team, but they got a solid, very good football team. When we blocked the punt on their first series, and all we got out of it was 3, I thought at that point, this is a bad omen. If we score a touchdown off that block, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if we win the game or if it was change any of that or not. But I think the fact that they were able to go out there and sudden change and hold us to a field goal was a victory for them instead of victory for us. And I don't know. We just shot ourselves in the foot when we couldn't afford to.
Yeah. Ended up after the blocked punt, we only got 4 yards on 3 plays and ended up attempting the field goal. Unfortunately, made the field goal. But as you said, touchdown there, and it may be a different scenario in the long run. Offensively, you talked about kind of a hit and miss, and that's kind of how it felt up here. It just didn't feel like there was any rhythm to it.
And I'll tell you, to some extent, I'm going to give Trinity credit for that. They came out. We had not seen them on film. In fact, they had not scrimmaged anybody. And they came out in a little different defense than what they had been running. They were more of a 3-3 stack, and they were coming from every place. And we had issues with it. And they were disrupting a lot of the things that we were trying to do with the blocking schemes and everything. So I give them credit for doing that.
Well, let's talk about some different not different situations, just different personnel, different schemes, whatever you want to call it, that we have this year. And how did they do? I know you told me before the game that Disney and Longoria were going to have to stop the run. And like you said a moment ago, on occasion, it looked like they did a good job.
I think on most occasions we did a very good job. The long run, until I see video, I don't know for sure what happened, but we were a lot more solid against the run. And if you'll notice, the whole second half, I guess we knocked their quarterback out. I don't know what happened. But they had that other guy in there, and they just started handing it off to 29. And for the most part, we were doing a very, very good job. Not great, but it was better than what it has been in the past.
Well, certainly a positive sign there, and the guy they were handing it off to was pretty doggone good. You had actually 3 running backs run the ball tonight, and they're all new. What did you think?
Well, again, I thought we were a little bit hit and miss at times. You know, they exhibited what they're capable of doing. It's just we didn't do it frequently enough, and we really didn't get the seams for them to get into where they could really expose their abilities. I thought Fred Pitts, number 28, made some very tough runs, and that's really his MO. I mean, he's going to be a tough inside runner. Patrick Hernandez never really got the openings he needed. And that guy gets in the secondary now. He can haul it. And then Alford showed some signs there in the second half, bouncing the ball to the outside. Got another good tough runner that transferred in from Midwestern. I just think that we've got 3 solid guys there. To me, the biggest issue we had offensively really was we did not do a good job catching the ball. We had a lot of drops, and those guys, we can't throw it to Mitchell all the time. After a while, they kind of were dogging him tonight out there. After a while, they're going to take him away, and those young kids have got to step up. They've got to make the plays to help us move the ball and be effective offensively.
And Trinity has a fairly experienced offensive line. They're big, and they got some bruisers up there, and they shove you around a little bit in the defensive front. One of the reasons, probably, because of what happened to Desmond Williams early in the ball game.
Well, that's our one big guy, and but I'll tell you this: I thought the other guys did a very commendable job. We're not built to be the Iron Curtain like the old Pittsburgh Steelers. That's for dang sure. But I thought our guys did a good job. Finally, we played base all the first half just about. Rarely blitzed, just lined up in our base defense. In the second half, we started blitzing a little bit more, especially when they got down close to the end zone to try to force things to happen. And then we started slanting the front a little bit, which seemed to help us. And we were a little bit more effective there because now we were moving around a little bit. But I really, overall, very proud of that side of the ball tonight. I guess maybe because I'm the defensive coordinator too. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, and it's not the easiest thing in the world, I would think, to see your friend, your teammate, your brother on the ground, and they're having to bring a stretcher out and carry him along. And that has to affect your psyche a little bit.
Oh, it did, but I'm happy to say that he's all right. It was not a knee injury. There's no knee damage. He did not. I thought he had broken his leg or an ankle or something like that. There's no fractures. He probably will miss a week or two. They start giving me all these medical terms, Dallas, hematoma, whatever. But the fact that he was back out there in crutches, I thought was an encouraging sign.
Well, when I saw the cast, I just assumed, well, that's it for the year. So that's
I don't think so,
news for him.
But I won't hear that until tomorrow.
All right. Anything else? We have Wayland coming up next week. Obviously, you got a lot of work to do, but anything else about them or about tonight's game?
I don't know. The only thing I know about Wayland is they played last week, beat some team in Kansas. They did not play this week. I really don't know a whole lot about them, just off the top of my head. I think the quarterback's back that they had here now for 3 or 4 years. I just expect our kids to come back out and compete and give a good performance.
Roger, thanks. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Dallas.
Roger Geise, the head man of the Howard Payne Yellow Jackets. The Jackets lose by 7 in their season opener for